Content disclaimer: the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. On Saturday, September 23rd from 2 to 8 p.m. at the Alkaline Oasis in Brooklyn, Baba Ashraf Kwesi and Mira Kwesi returns to Brooklyn, New York after 4 years. Get your early bird tickets right now by texting 347-496-1022. Remember, they'll be teaching about the ancient history of Africa, Kemet, and also they're going to touch on Cleopatra. So get your tickets, 347-496-1022. Hey, what's up? How you doing? It's your brother King Simon. How you feeling today? We got a special one today. Honoring our sacred magical sciences. That's what we're on here today to do. We're going to speak about that. Myself and Dr. Shakirah Moore, who I haven't had on here in a while, so I'm happy to be able to bring her on. And I hope y'all are telling people, share, like, tell people what's happening. Just want to let people know that tomorrow morning I will be interviewing Amira Ansar. I will be interviewing her tomorrow. And she is the liaison for Queen Afua for the big ascension ceremony happening on the 11th all the way to Queen Afua's birthday on the 13th of August. So I can't wait. I will be there. Thank y'all very much for chiming in. Make sure y'all share, like. We're speaking about today, we're going to speak about honoring our sacred magical sciences. Let me put that down all the way through. Sacred magical sciences. Yes, magical sciences. And no better person to speak about it than this beautiful sister that we got coming up that practices iridology. And she's also a priestess in her own right in what she does, and practices a spiritual system that helps to guide and teach people about themselves, not only through the eyes, but also through who they are. Also, on Sunday, I have the great Monsho and Washa from the Akoma Initiative. I'm going to have them on at 12 p.m. on Sunday. And then next Sunday after that, well, on the 9th of August, we're going to be speaking. I'm going to be on Lloyd Strayhorn's show with the beautiful sisters, of course. We're going to be on Lloyd Strayhorn's show. I'm looking at my calendar, so please forgive me. I'm looking at my calendar. Going to be on Lloyd Strayhorn's show on the August 9th at 7 p.m. On Lloyd Strayhorn's show. That's Numbers and You on YouTube and on Facebook. That's so we'll be on that show with Lloyd at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, and then on August the 13th we have Shaniqua Lino coming in. Shaniqua Lino is going to be in the building also, and then we'll be in New Orleans from the 17th all the way to the 20th, and then I will have Dr. Karima King will be on with me on the 27th. So we got a full month going on. Big up to everybody that came out to the Forbidden Knowledge Awards. We had a grand time. I had a great time, of course. And I'm respectful to Bobby, Billy Carson, and Elizabeth, and that's very important for what we're doing. And I'm just proud of the journey that I'm on. I'm proud of the journey that I'm linking up with different and various peoples to take myself to the next level, because you got to learn to link up with other energies so you can take yourself to the next level. So it is now 9:02. I see Holistic Hope is in the building. Let me make sure she is coming on. Might have the request. There it is. Good. Okay, there she goes. I think I gotta accept her, and we're gonna bring on our.
Am I here?
Yes. Hey.
Am I on? Can you?
I can see you. Yes, I can. Can you see me?
Right, let me kind of see what's going on here. All right.
Hey, well, long time no see. How you been?
I know. Wait, why's my volume down? All right, peace and power. Yes.
How you been?
The praise.
How you been?
Whew. I've been very good, and a lot to share, because even back and forth with working with the clients, more clients coming in the office. Now that I got my fancy iridology camera, so I can't wait to talk about that.
That part.
Also, it's just a lot of happenings and a lot of different insights and realizations for myself as well. So just to help me to better help others. So I'm just happy to still be on this journey. So gratitude for, putting this together. I love the title too, honoring our sacred magical sciences. So definitely.
Yeah, I think that's important. If people really take the time out to acknowledge that all of us have some sort of magical science with us, if we pay attention to what's in our spiritual DNA as well as our DNA, and tap in that all of us are a miracle, all of us are great to our own, and it depends on you. That's why this morning when I spoke about what Reverend Ike said, God, there is no poor people. God's children has never been poor. It's never really been poor.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of us has forgotten how rich we are in that energy, in that universe, in that creative force.
Right.
How rich we really are. So
right.
I'm happy to talk about this, and I'm glad. And people, please share this live. Please share. I have to carry the cup. Yeah. Please share this live.
Yeah, I feel it coming on as far as what we about to dive into, because definitely as far as the statement that you made, right. when dealing with clients, you see, when you're dealing with someone or have someone that come to you in a state of dis-ease, everything within them is detached. Including the money aspect, because what is the first thing that people say that holds them back from their healing? It's money, right. And that is very unfortunate. It's very to try to break that hold that money has on our people. and to help them understand that it's not the money aspect that's holding you back, but it's something within that you have detached from that's something that's greater than you. So even working with a client today, they're trying to get them to work with that and understand that it was very challenging. So doing this kind of healing work is not, fairy dust, I like to call it. A lot of people get into this kind of science for, I want to do this, I want to do that, but it's real work. People are really suffering.
Right.
People really need help. So it's, and even just having to go out and spending hours. Sometimes I spend hours. I do well above and beyond just the hour that is listed on my site, because sometimes I'm in the spirit and I'm feeling it and I have to give extra so that I can feed them what they need, so that I can reinforce and be redundant constantly.
Right.
You have this is yours, this is the power that you hold within. But that's why I have my programs, so that it can constantly be driven, that word within them. So it's
okay, so you could actually get it into them repetitiously, keep on because that's how we learn, through repetition,
right.
Through trauma, and through symbols, like Brother Panic would say. Big up to Brother Panic.
And living in your head, okay?
Yeah.
Not living in your heads. I just went through that a few days ago. I was literally, I was living in my head, and when I realized that I was doing that, I literally started laughing. Like when I finished my the course with Dr. Phil Valentine, one of my teachers, the metaphysical psychology, and one of the things he taught us was that you're the judge in your own mind. You're the one holding the big gavel. You're the one. And when I look and I'm doing my meditations, I'm doing my chants, and I realize it's me. Yeah. It's no one else. It's me. And so we think about it, and we constantly looking outside of ourselves, and we're thinking that someone else is doing this to us, or someone else thinks this way. We try to force our way to think a certain way, how other people view us, instead of looking at us, the authentic self of us, and seeing how we view us. And so this puts us in a state of insecurity. And then, then we go into the shows. The shows don't help, because the TV, the stuff that we watch, that we indulge in, constantly feeds the illusion. So it's get out of your head, y'all. And I know, you talk about that a lot, with the numbers, even with my numbers as well, and then even just so many different, just learning from you as well. And I kind of correlate to my clients as well. Just a little bit of something that taking your class it's amazing how all of the ologies combine. Like, we really was not put here to just navigate by chance. Nothing is by chance. Nothing is by luck. Everything is there for you. All of the ologies, all of the sciences that is here for us to study, is here for us.
Yeah, and that's why this segment is dubbed honoring sacred magical sciences, because many of us don't honor ourselves. And once you don't honor yourself, you're not honoring the science which you came from. You're not honoring what is sacred. The breath is sacred. The blood is sacred. The liquids in your body is sacred. The heart is sacred. Every organ in your body is sacred. And those are working day and night. You got me working day and night. It's working day and night while you sleep, while you rest, when you go through drama. When you go through trauma, your heart's still beating. Your liquids are still flowing. Everything is still going. So if you don't realize how sacred your body is, not even talking about the energy that pushes everything around, that allows it to work and do what it got to do, but just your body and then the spiritual energy, then that's where the problem lies, because you haven't connected your micro with the macro. And if you don't connect micro with the macro, then you're going to have macaroni. Macaroni don't, y'all.
I was like, wait.
You're gonna have process. It's gonna be process. Macaroni. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't connect the micro with the macro. You got macaroni processed food. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't doing that. But, you know, somebody said, hello. That's right, guys. Hello.
Peace and love. Yes, indeed. Indeed.
So, you know, I do it through the numbers. That's my lane. I stay in my lane. I
see they already in the chat putting their birthdays in there.
Yeah. They
like,
trying to put it. We ain't doing that.
See, I don't have one with me. I can send me an iris right quick. I don't have that.
You know, I ain't looking at you. Ain't looking at no eyes tonight. There you go. You
I don't have that.
She got a new camera. I heard you got this new camera.
Yeah. You got to come in for that though. You got to come, and it's amazing. The photos I've been taking, even of myself. I did a whole new analyst on my own iris, so it's amazing. What you can clearly see with this iridology camera. So even the clients that I've had that came into the office, and the one that I had a few days ago, she was like the first one, and she's like, you know, so hyped about it. So, and it's just top notch, top level. You know, it's definitely time, you know, to bring it up to that, so that people that you can get that experience in house. So
that's right. And she's located in PA.
Pennsylvania. Yeah, I'm located in the Poconos. So if you don't mind taking a drive, you in Jersey, you're in Philly, New York. I had clients come up from Virginia. So yeah, you know, you definitely can make the trip and get that whole experience. So
that's right.
It's amazing.
Family, please share this video because it's really about why we dubbed it Honoring Our Sacred Magical Sciences, is because what this sister does, what I do, is really something that's sacred. And some people like to misuse and abuse things. And it's when you misuse and abuse these sciences will misuse and abuse your ass too. They'll come back at you. Because there's duality. And if you're not using it with the proper and profound intentions, then you will reap that karma, that cause and effect. You will reap that karma of it. And that's very important. So when somebody like her does her spiritual teachings and consultation with you, and also doing an iridology session, and then when I do the numerovation to make sure that you understand that your mathematics is also working in tandem with all of these things, all of these signs. I got all the books right here. I got the tarot, the this, the that, the this. I got all of them, and they all confirm one another when done in the purity of heart and in its proper intention. Does it work on the negative side? Of course. I've read Aleister Crowley's book 777 and all the other stuff they've been doing. I check them out because I need to know both sides so I can understand how to handle the shadow and how to manage the light and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the light can be bright. Sometimes you gotta go into the shadow. That's like while you sleeping, a big bright light just come on in your face. It's like, whoa, calm that down. Yeah, sometimes the light is too bright and it will blind you if you don't, and you have to go right back into the shadows, and then the light has to ease into your eyes. You can't just let it just shine in your eye. That's why some people can't look directly in the sun when it's at its zenith, because that light is powerful. So that's what she focused on, the eye and the spiritual essence behind the eye also. Talk about that, your new website also, because I know a lot of people have been hearing about it, but the new website, talk about that new website you got going on, sister.
Yes, before I get into the website, it's more so me connecting the spiritual aspect of iridology, because that is so vital. Before, and not put in shade or anything on how other iridologists work, but what I find is that when you have your iridology, it's usually just give you a report. Sometimes you may get a report, you're not, and tell you what herbs you need with supplements and maybe some juice fasting, and send you on your way. And I knew that it was just something more. And so even when looking in the iris, I can see the emotional signatures in each part of the body, and where it's darkened, where the auric field is darkened in the iris. That's something that I just really came upon when looking at the eyes, even looking at my own eyes. So, for example, looking at a woman's reproductive area, if it's, very dark in that region of the iris, which shows where the tissue, the stage of the tissue is in like the ovaries, uterus zone. It shows that a lot of emotional attachments when it comes to usually the opposite sex, some kind of heartbreak that she did not let go. And so that's where the programs come into play, because I can easily just say, here, take this herb, take the chase tree berry, take this, take that. But what is that really doing for you if we don't get into the root of how this manifested, the root of why this still is here? Is it something that, you know, you did not release? So that's how the spiritual aspect came into play with tying it into iridology. So all of my clients know they leave with more than what they came for. And I've heard that many different times, that, you know, it's way more than just one session. And so we come with, you know, the constant sessions afterwards. It's on my website, Be the Water.
Yes.
That's, and even even when I was saying that I was living in my head 5 days ago, for a few days ago, I was dreaming, and when I was in and out of my dream state, in and out of consciousness, it just that my website name came to me, Be the Waters. Don't forget Be Water. This is the name of you. This is what you came up with. This is what you came up with, Be Water. So I tell my clients all the time, as I'm teaching you, I'm constantly reminding myself, because we all go through that from time to time. And as I was told from my teacher, as long as you have this human frame, this human avatar, you're going to be subject to that. The key is to constantly know within your heart first, believe that, so that the heart and the mind can combine, and the heart can help to lead the mind, because the mind is bombarded with society. You know, how you're taught how to think, you're taught how to look at yourself. You were given an archetype of the body that you should have, the kind of hair you should have, all of these different things that created an illusion of how you think you're supposed to be. I mean, it's so much that we have to constantly pull away of our minds, so that we can truly live without judgment. So that's what Be the Waters is about. It's a collaboration with my teacher as well, Zen Bebe, who also works with me with the clients. And I mean, we just finished with 2. We're still working with more. So it's amazing, the transformation, you know, of what we're seeing.
That's good. I'm proud of you, my sister. Proud of your journey with our brother Zen Bebe, who is an extraordinary Haitian brother who have done great work even in New York with the arts and all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back there, and he's an extraordinary artist himself. So when you're able to do art in any way, you're using both sides of the hemispheres of your brain. And that's important to know. I used to draw. I went to school for art and all that kind of stuff. I was into music and all that. I played the drums when I was younger. I was doing a lot of stuff when I was younger. And then sometimes you lose your way because you want to follow friends and all that, and not realize how important those things like instruments and paint brushes and things are, to help foster your sacred science, your sacred magic inside of you. So it can become a science of living, like our late great Reverend Ike calls it. The science of living. He was an extraordinary singer himself. So he knew singing.
Yeah, I find all the elements, they always have multiple talents, like multiple. You know, it's not just one, like, you know, you see them, you know, in their work now, but it's like, when I hear of what they've, you know, done before, it's amazing. You know, it's multiple. It's always a multitude of talents. So,
I mean, look, and sometimes they need that other side of talent to offset what they're going through. Like Africa, he used to play the piano, and he plays it proficiently, and he taught himself how to play it. You know what I'm saying? He played the violin. You know, people like Phil Valentine, singer and a player of instrument. Lloyd Strayhorn, a player of the flute. You know, you don't know what these guys are doing, and sometimes the music and Dr. Sabi, I've seen Dr. Sabi on stage perform with a band while doing conscious, holistic poetry on the stage. So he loved jazz. He'll do it with a jazz band and all that kind of stuff. And that's why I meet him when I officially first met him years ago. That's where I met him at a jazz club, a place called Sisters Place over there in Brooklyn on Ocean. And he was performing, but he loved music. He loved certain music. And that's why that honoring the sacred magical sciences is so important, because music is a part of it. As long as you have the first drum beat inside your body, the heart, once you have that drum beat, that's a part of all of that. And when you listen to the flow of your blood going through your veins, that's a part of your sacred magical science. That's why in the dojos, we bow to each other, because we respect the God in them as they respect the God in us. And we bow. We show that honor. And not just for the grandmasters, but to each and every one of the students in there, because every white belt has the potential to be a black belt. Absolutely. And so I learned in the dojos, even if I didn't get a black belt, they still, when I walk in that dojo, everybody say, King Simon in the building, us. And everybody shows that love because they respect the God in me as I respect the God in them, like saying namaste. You know what I'm saying? So the sacred magical science and honoring each other's sacred. So when you bow to somebody and you hold their hand like this, that is showing that respect to their sacred magical and honoring their sacred magical sciences, as well as them honoring yours.
That's right. That's right. I like how you put that. And, just on that note, now that you put it like that, as far as me connecting the iridology aspect of the emotional patterns in that signature, because you already see, I don't even see people putting their birthdays anymore, but how would, like, as far as the, like, your numbers per se, because I use some, like I said, some clients that I have, from what I've learned in your class, I kind of know, like, the standard, like 3, 2, even of course my number 5, but as far as the emotional signature, that template, how would you describe that with, like, each number carrying that their own emotional template, and what they could or possibly can be challenged with based upon that template that they came here with already?
Yeah, exactly. And that's that, numbers are extraordinary symbols that our ancient ancestors of melanated hue found it so fit to study patterns, study cycles, not just in the universe, but also with the human body, because they understood that there's a macro and there's a micro. Once you understood those two connections, then when numbers are applied, or astrology is applied, or any of the metaphysics sciences from cardology and those symbolism from tarot, then you understand how they all work and how it's not just a divination, it's something for the divine nation. So numbers are so hard pressed and hardcore that we all say numbers don't lie, and numbers don't lie for real, If you really pay attention to natural symbolism of numbers, even in the Arabic, even in the Hebrew, even in the cuneiform, because the Chaldeans use the cuneiform. They use those type of things. And because of the translation over years to what we're using, from the Roman numerals to all of the Greek numerals, and to what has become the Phoenician numerals to what it is now, it has lasted the test of time to show that patterns and cycles and sequences is in every culture, every so-called race, because that's a whole construct that's invented. All of that. There's only one race, the human race. We're different. And once we understand that each one of us, I got Europeans calling me from Europe, Benin, they calling me from Germany to do sessions with me. Because they recognize that their sacred magic, and sacred magic is not just predicated to original melanated people. It's to all on the world. That's why I got Chinese numerology. I got Japanese numerology. I got European numerology. I can show you a book of European numerology right now. I study. And in order for what Noble Drew Ali said, born on January the 8th, he said, study, study, study. But after you finish studying all of that you study, make sure you study yourself. Study yourself and see the connection. That's how important we honoring our sacred science. When you bathe yourself, you're honoring your sacred science. Grounding and meditating, you're honoring. When you're talking to God or talking to your creator through praying, you're listening through meditation. That's honoring your sacred science. Oh, it gets deep, man. It gets, but it's not as simple deep. It's simply deep.
Right. It's not simple. Right. It's not, how, we think about it like it's like we're going so deep within it. It's really simple. Yeah.
And I don't stop people from going deep, Dr. Shakirah. I don't stop people from going deep. Why the military was so focused on, and I was never in the military. I've been in paramilitary groups like the Nation and the Ansars and all that. My father was a Marine and my son was a Marine. My other son is still in the Army right now. But why they say keep it simple? People don't realize that KISS theory is very important, because if you keep things simple, then the simplicity of it will lead you into the deepness. But then you find when you get to that deep, after all those big words are thrown around, you're going to find out if somebody can break it down to a layman's term. Oh, it was so simple. It was so simple. It's the big words that we're throwing at each other. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Simple. Because it's like Baba Hiawatha Kamene from Hidden Color said, if a 5-year-old in that room can't understand it with an 85 in the room, then who are you teaching? Who are you teaching if those two generations between 5 and 85 can't understand it? Because a 5-year-old can understand some stuff. And they'll look at you and say, you don't know what you're saying. Like Dr. Sebi said one time. He said a little girl came to say, Dr. Sebi, you lying. She said, what is the spirit? You don't even know what a spirit is. She even pointed it out. You don't know what a spirit is. How the heck you could talk about a spirit and you don't know what a spirit is? A little child came to save me one time at a workshop.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Because that's where the wisdom is, in the child. That's where the wisdom is.
Wow.
And she was right. Sebi had to say, yo, you're right. Because we'll call spirit, but spirit goes back to energy. Energy goes back to this. It goes back. Where does this thing come from? So if a child that was an old soul that came to Dr. Sebi and said that, I was like, man. And when he said that, I said, damn, she's so right. Nobody really knows what spirit is. It's just that we all agreed with the word.
Right. It's really based upon everyone's own perception, because that's what this, how we view things. That's what, when we look at something, right? When we constantly focus on something, it's based upon that compression, that perception that you personally have. And when we begin to understand that this is, everything is, we look at a lot of things we look at as fragmented. We break it apart instead of putting the whole together. Right. So you may have your own perception or interpretation of spirit, and so may I, but it's still, we'll find a lot of similarities, because we're all here trying to experience this thing we call life, through the God within each of us. So you through numerology, me through iridology, and all of the work that I do to constantly share and awaken that magical science within others, so that they can see what they have, because constantly we've been, again, bombarded with illusionary ways of thinking, so we chase all of everything that's outside of us, and we think that when we're picking up something to eat, or we're and that's why I tell my clients, don't beat yourself up if you go, after we had our session, our consultation, and you decide to eat something that we talked about during this consultation, that that's not the best thing to eat. Well, it's because I want you now to focus in on the why you reach for that. Why did you reach for that specific kind of food? Because it's not the fact that you want that. Mm-hmm. You really don't. It's based upon the emotional template that you are carrying. So when we begin to hone in on that aspect, and I say when we go to the grocery stores, that's a war zone. I constantly say that because you're choosing whether you're going to live or die when you're walking through each aisle. That's how I look at it when I'm walking through the aisles. When I see people, I'm looking at all of these people, and you gotta study that kind of energy around you, because you're like, wow, a lot of people have this zombified look, that they're just used to going to this aisle. They're used to getting this kind of food constantly. They're not even, it's without a thought. Exactly. So that the teaching again, and to be to unlearn and relearn is very important. And then attaching that the mind with it, and what you're so used to and what you're used to gravitating to. Because again, no one wakes up and say, how I'm gonna destroy myself today. No one does that.
Exactly.
You know, when it comes to alcohol, cigarettes, anything, no one wakes up and say, how am I going to kill myself today? It's based upon the program that you're used to. Watch the shows that you listen to. Sometimes you got to take a break from music. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about that kind of music that just, you're constantly just inundating your mind with all of this, the words, and you can't even create your own picture in mind.
That's
so
right.
What I did when I got out of my mind, and I started laughing after that, I just started listening to jazz. And from listening to jazz and binaural beats and music, instrumentals, I can create my own picture. Yeah. And I remember it was this one song that I liked. I can't remember. I never seen the music video to it. But it was a good thing at the time, because I created my own image in mind, own image. As soon as I seen the music video, that's when that image was wiped away. All of these things are for a reason. These music videos and all, it started in the 80s with the MTV and all of that, is to get you away from your own mind science, your own creativity. So the way you honor that constantly is to listen to your own music, your own inner voice. You know, start by you listening to your heartbeat. That is the greatest music of all.
That's right.
And especially because pardon me. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. No, I was just finishing up with saying, you know, especially the Earth's heartbeat is rising. That's the Schumann's resonance. It's rising at a rate where now you can correlate and combine and conjoin your heartbeat with what's going on universally. Because now you're seeing a lot. There's more people that have more empathy now more than ever. Yeah. So use this time. We're in a special time. Use this time of the heighten of the Schumann's resonance to heal internally your organs, your eyesight, different diseases that you've been suffering from so long. The herbs are just the beginning. The herbs work with you, but you are the healer. So use that energy, that heart energy, all around us to honor yourself. That's the key.
That's right. Big up to everybody in the room.
Yes.
Big up.
Yeah, definitely.
Big up to my boy Sugar Sean Riley, a comedian. Even being able to translate your communication into comedy is a sacred magical science. Making people.
I love to laugh. I laugh at the most silliest things. you know, like you say, most people understand we're going to die, so they smoke and drink and have fun. Yeah, but you can determine how fast you die and how slow you die. Right. you know, it's.
And then when they go into them hospitals and then they start seeing plugs and all kinds of stuff in each and every orifice of their body, that's when they're like, because remember, we always used to see that commercial. I used to smoke this amount of cigarettes and now. Who wants to go through that? I mean, who really wants to go through that? My liver is now out of my body also. I'm like, I don't want to go through that. You was given the gift of life. Preserve is what's important.
Right.
Learning how to preserve it until it's time for you to leave.
Right. Right. Because if we really thought that way, then why, when something happens, we're doing everything that we can to keep ourselves here? If that's what we really truly believe, that we're going to die anyway, if we get some kind of debilitating disease, well, I'm going to die anyway, let it run its course. Don't try to get surgery and holistic approaches and all of these different things. Just let it run its course.
Exactly.
You know, so that, you know, when the mindset is that way, that's just a space between consciousness where it hasn't, you know, they're not at that point to understand the true purpose here, their own being here. So, you know, I understand what Sean Riley is saying, because we all came out the club life, and we and him know each other for many years in New York doing the club life. Comedy shows, I've done the reggae shows, the soca shows, and they drink and they go to the club and the discotheque to disconnect themselves from the reality of their life prior to that week, because that's why most of the clubs are open. Majority of the time is open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or Friday and you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I understand, because I've seen it. I was not a drinker in the club, but I've seen what people were doing to their body, to the point people throwing up at the back of the bar, throwing up, and that's not honoring your sacred magical sciences of your body. You're really drinking spirits that's really sucking out your energy, drying you out internally. And it causes diabetes on another club. Remember, liquor converts to sugar. See, people not about all the things that's happening in that whole thing. You know, so, you know, some believe the spirit lives on forever, not the body. You're right. The spirit does live. The energy of it does live on forever. The body doesn't. But hey, it's how you, and remember, the body is an energy. So nothing is wasted in the universe. As soon as you die, you're going to be decomposed and put into something else. There is nothing wasted. Nothing is wasted. Man, I love it. Nothing is wasted. Where do you think they got recycling come from? Because nothing is wasted in the universe. The earth does naturally. Believe me, you put anybody, whether black, white, indifference, animal, insect, in that earth, guess what? The earth is going to take it in, because it has no boundaries, it has no color line, it has no bias. It's just going to take it in and suck it right into the ground, help you to decompose and break it down. And all the ants and all the things are going to eat and do what they got to do. And convert everything. I love it. I really do love that. I'll be watching things decompose and watching it over time. I'll be saying, wow, that tree is going down. The tree is going down slowly but surely, being eaten and sucked into the earth, slowly but surely. But you got. That's what paying attention and studying these sciences and realizing that, this earth, this universe is an amazing thing, very amazing. Don't you agree, Dr. Shakirah? Absolutely.
Man, how it all works. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, sometimes I just be, just standing, like I be walking and I'm like, wow, life is really good. And like, if I was to just open my arms out and just scream that, of course people look at you like you're weird, but why? Life is just really that, it's that amazing once you know yourself and know and trust that power within. So yeah, it really is.
Content disclaimer: the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. On Saturday, September 23rd from 2 to 8 p.m. at the Alkaline Oasis in Brooklyn, Baba Ashraf Kwesi and Mira Kwesi returns to Brooklyn, New York after 4 years. Get your early bird tickets right now by texting 347-496-1022. Remember, they'll be teaching about the ancient history of Africa, Kemet, and also they're going to touch on Cleopatra. So get your tickets, 347-496-1022. Did you ever wonder if your birth date holds information about your destiny? Why you keep seeing the same number or several numbers? Welcome to Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I am your host, King Simon. Numbers are not here to control you, they're here to give you guidance. It's time for you to be able to read the numbers.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Strayhorn, inviting you to heal with the numbers and cards in person at the Circle of Cosmic Consciousness Retreat in New Orleans. Go to stshealing.com to learn from the Masters, Aquarius Maximus, King Simon, Nina Diamond, Jazz Aphrodite, and myself. Don't forget, New Orleans, August 17th through the 20th at the Cosmic Consciousness Retreat. Register now at stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com. See you there.
Hey family, it's King Simon, the founder of Numerovation. Remember, if you want to book a session with me and get a Numerovation consultation, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And if you want any of my books, go to linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's King Simon the Numerovator. And your books are available on Amazon. Remember, I'm the El Numero Uno, the Numerovator himself. And if you want to book a session, all you have to do is text me. Make sure you get my books on Amazon. I love you. Peace. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now. Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and powerful, when in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, motivation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%. Or prosperous righteous teachers. You gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the class